When an artist creates an impressive body of work that spans decades, they become legendary. When that artist devotes themselves to building creative communities and providing opportunities for other artists to flourish, they build a legacy. Bob Devin Jones is a multi-talented artist and community visionary, and he has indeed built a legacy. Raised in Southern California, Bob found a love for the theater at a young age.
I was always very inquisitive, and I do remember a time, we did all the little rascal type things of putting a play on in the backyard or in the front yard. But I knew as a child I wanted to be a history teacher. And then when I was in middle school, there was a play. I thought maybe I could do that.
Bob approached his passion with dedication and discipline, studying at Loyola Marymount University, at San Francisco's American Conservatory Theater, and at the Royal Academy of Dramatic Art in London. Following his studies, he dove into a career as a professional actor and director at prestigious theaters around the world, performing in iconic roles such as Othello, Driving Miss Daisy, and The Tempest. In 1991, Bob found his true love in theater through playwriting, with his first play, Uncle Ben's, a home-cooked Negro narrative, deriving inspiration from the voices of his ancestors.
The first time I ever wrote anything was about the railroad guy named FINAL, which was my grandfather's name. So they were witnessing some kind of tapestry that they were all woven in. When I write, I just feel a certain kind of way. The ancestors go, and they don't tell you what to write, but they're just saying, okay, you better do something.
In 1997, Bob made the fateful decision to accept a contract directing a Harlem Renaissance rendition of August Strindberg's Miss Julie at American Stage. It was during that short initial stay in St. Pete that Bob met Jamie Howell, his partner of 24 years. That was the beginning of what Bob calls the best years of his life and of what was, undoubtedly, a profound tipping point in the arts landscape of Tampa Bay. In 2001, Bob wrote the musical Manhattan Casino, the story of the St. Pete venue that was once the center for African American social life and culture, featuring musical icons like Louis Armstrong, Duke Ellington, and Count Basie. Eventually, Bob joined forces with friend and collaborator David Ellis to launch Studio at 620, a new venue in downtown St. Pete dedicated to bringing people from diverse backgrounds together and to working collaboratively with cultural organizations throughout the community. The Studio at 620's first production, Grandma's Hands, 100 Years of African American Quilting, opened on New Year's Eve 2004 to a packed house, with performances complemented by gospel brunches and play readings. Suddenly, St. Pete's long-planned revitalization of its downtown art scene was becoming a reality. Studio at 620 quickly established itself as a revered community gathering place and arts incubator, developing a reputation as the company that always says yes. Yes to community, to creativity, to diversity, and to collaboration. Many vibrant Tampa Bay arts organizations got their start at Studio 620 under Bob's leadership.
If creatively we say yes to jazz, to dance, to literature, to theater, it changes lives. We look at all kinds of civilizations, history, and the thing that we extrapolate from them mostly is what artistic sneeze did they do and what have they left?
Over the years, creating access for young people to engage in the arts has become Bob's priority, dedicating extraordinary amounts of his time and energy mentoring young artists.
That great philosopher, Whitney Houston, said, "I believe the children are our future. Teach them well and let them lead the way." That's enough right there.
As a valued civic influencer throughout Tampa Bay, Bob is regularly called upon to lend his experience and perspective in arts and city planning initiatives. Today, It is difficult to imagine what St. Pete's art scene would look like without Bob's contributions. He has shaped a vision that has profoundly and indelibly impacted this community. As Mayor Rick Kreisman proclaimed when he granted Bob the key to the city earlier this year, St. Pete is a better place since Jones arrived on the scene. He represents everything good about St. Pete. For Bob Devin Jones, the answer will continue to be yes, as he looks forward to many more years contributing to the evolving and dynamic arts landscape of Tampa Bay.
The elder folks used to say, you know, go out in the world and learn something and come back and tell the people what you learned, you know, and so there's a sense of completion of I've attempted this and I wasn't found lacking.